if our heart isn't in it and we're just doing it to be doing it, like it doesn't do much for God. Technically, worship is the only thing that we can give God. Y'all got me messed up. What's up? Welcome back to the channel, you beautiful souls. It's Rachel, and this is gonna be episode 1 of me acting. Whoa. Let's fix our hair. This is gonna be, forget it. This is gonna be episode 1 of me acting like I'm on a podcast, because I just feel like I deserve to have a podcast, and I don't really feel like putting the effort into having a podcast right now, but I know that it's only a matter of time, right? So let me get my phone and let me look at our topics for today. So I'm gonna start off with a story. So if you live in the DMV, you've probably heard of AFRAM, which is like it's a big festival for African American people. It's around Juneteenth and all that stuff. And I went yesterday, and it was a vibe, but it was a lot of people. And one thing that I don't like is being around a bajillion and one people, because y'all got me messed up. So I'm walking through, I'm seeing people that I know, and I'm like, oh, like, hey, how's it going? How y'all feeling? Whatever. And there's this man that is walking through the AFRAM with a speaker and a microphone, like full on, like evangelical setup. And I don't even remember what he was talking about. I kind of like tuned him out. Just because I was on my way out, like I was ready to leave. So I was like, it is what it is at this point, right? So I'm on my way. I hear the dude, and I'm like, oh man, like, and I was thinking about the fact that if that were me, I don't think that that I would be like receptive to that, especially if somebody's walking around with a mic and a speaker. I would just feel like they were doing the most, right? And so it makes me wonder, like, how do people feel about like Christians and evangelism today? Like, what are the most effective ways to evangelize, right? And for me, I find evangelism to be excruciating sometimes, not because I don't love God, not because I don't want to spread the gospel, but it is scary. As a textbook introvert, I just find it so difficult to, like, be sitting there and evangelize. I mean, especially if it's somebody I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, I much prefer one-on-ones over like big group affairs, but even then it's like painful. So like, I can't imagine me walking through drawing like that much attention to myself with a speaker and a microphone, talking about the gospel. But also, like, we should have that vigor as Christians. So sometimes it makes me feel bad, because I'm like, well, I'm an introvert. Like, that stuff doesn't make me feel good. I feel like if I were to do that, I would probably shrink back more if somebody actually approached me, because I would be stuck in like autopilot mode of just like doing it to do it. But I really think that it's beautiful when, we bring that stuff to God, because often the things that we think God is expecting are not what he's actually expecting. What he really wants is for us to make sure that we give him like our heart, what we have to offer. And technically, worship is the only thing that we can give God. And the most important part of worship is the posture of our heart, because we could be doing all these actions. We could be, sitting hands up wide to the sky, holding the big TV, holding, the small TV, holding the small kitten. We could be like doing all this stuff. But if our heart isn't in it and we're just doing it to be doing it, like it doesn't do much for God. Like, God is like, okay, I see the actions you're doing, but where's your heart? Where's your mind when you're doing this? Like, are you thinking about being here, or are you thinking about Burger King? Because I can say personally, there have been some times where I've been in worship and I've really been tempted to take my brain somewhere else and just think about like something entirely different. So I say all that to say, God is really focused on our heart, and I just want to like encourage you guys and let you know that, yes, it is hard. But luckily we don't have to be perfect, because God already had a perfect son. So yeah, know that you're not alone. Know that, especially if you're an introvert, he understands. There's also a song by Chandler Moore called He Understands, and that song is gas. So you should really listen to that. But I guess my fake podcast episode is over. And if you want more content like this, stay tuned. Bye.